What's up guys, welcome back to the channel and Project Cars 2. We're going to be in here today at Nordschleife. I wanted to jump in and do a race here in Project Cars 2 because it's been a little while since I've ran Nordschleife in this game, and the track layout is somewhat different. The elevation's definitely different. The like overall feel of the track is much more aggressive in this game. It's a lot rougher, a lot bumpier. Overall, it's just a lot more complex than what like Forza makes it out to be. I'm not sure which one is really the more accurate layout between the two games. I don't know if any games quite got Nordschleife's layout perfect or really close to perfect because it is so complex and so long. But it does seem like Project Cars 2 has got it pretty close from all the footage I've ever seen of Nordschleife. Anyways guys, let's go ahead and jump into this race, get started here because I do have this set to 2 laps and I'm driving the Mitsubishi Evo IX, so these are definitely not going to be the fastest laps of all time by any. Hey, I always stutter so much in this game off the starting line.
On your left rear.
So, this is definitely not my first attempt at trying to get through this race for the video, so I'm just going to play things kind of safe, I think, and try to make it to the end for this one.
One length back.
This is just such a treacherous course to begin with, and then when you put it here in Project Cars 2, where bumps and things are just extremely over-exaggerated sometimes, it makes it pretty difficult to get around the track in one piece. It could also be me just kind of pushing the car a little too hard, because I haven't raced here in a while, especially not in this game.
One right.
Well, I guess I should say I haven't raced here in a while in this game, because I did just do a video in Forza, and I've done quite a few races in different vehicles, just testing out how they react here in Nordschleife and Forza, but not in Project Cars. Definitely a lot less forgiving physics model, and it definitely has its quirks from time to time and does just weird things that don't make too much sense.
On your left.
The Mustang got real squirrely trying to get up in it around me the way he was. It kind of makes me crack up a little inside watching the AI come up in the rearview mirror and try to make a move, and then all of a sudden they just slam on the brakes and drop way back. They're so aggressive up to a point, and then they just completely chicken out. Oh, throttle control is definitely your best friend here in Project Cars 2. You really need it to be able to get a car around the corner quickly and not just spin, because it is so easy to lose traction in this game and just spin out.
2 lengths behind.
Ho 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 ho! That was sketch. Oh, tried to save it.
Left rear corner.
Hopefully I didn't damage the steering and I can make it through the rest of this race without having to pit. That's if it won't let me pit, because my last attempt in this race, I did try to go into the pits, and for some reason in the menu, it was not letting me make the call.
2 lengths behind you. Car left. All clear.
Well, so far we haven't lost any positions, but we also haven't gained any, which honestly, after my last few attempts through here, I'm not really upset about.
You got one, 2 lengths back.
Honestly, as a matter of fact, as long as I can make it through one full lap this race without completely totaling my car to where it's no longer drivable, I will be more than happy with this video. This is a very tough track to get through in Project Cars 2 without actually wrecking and just severely damaging your car. Whoa! AI is getting a little frisky there. Now we're down some positions. Coming up to the first carousel now. Came out a little bit early, but wasn't a bad line. Started to break traction coming around there. I thought for sure the rear end was going to try to wash out on me for a second too. Sorry if I've stopped talking quite as much here, guys. I'm just trying to concentrate after that last wreck and actually managed to get through the rest of this lap at least somewhat cleanly. Ho-ho, little lock up there coming over that crest. You can feel all the weight of the car just unload for a second, and the brakes were on just a little too much, and they just started pushing themselves along. You definitely cannot take this area nearly as fast as you can in Forza. There's just not enough grip in these cars in this game. Coming up into the second carousel. I gotta say, this Evo sounds so good here in Project Cars 2, especially all the blow-off sounds and the turbo whistle. See if I can make up some ground here on the straightaway. I don't know, that Mustang has got a decent amount more power than I do, I believe, but we just have to see what happens here. Evos are notorious for their short gearing too. They don't have the greatest top speed in the world. Getting absolutely blown by the Mercedes. You see him kind of letting off here coming up to this curve.
back.
Little over rev there. It's kind of what I was talking about with the gearing. This car's a little bit hard to get used to. Just because the gearing in it's so strange and short. The gears are very close together, so you gotta really know when you need to downshift or you're just gonna really over rev the thing.
Driver in front extended his gap to 3 seconds. He's still got the pace to catch him, so keep the pressure on.
Oh, just barely enough track for me to get around there. I've been really babying the car around since I made that mistake and got nailed by that BMW. And it's definitely showing in the fact I have made up no position since it happened. But that's okay, 'cause really this is just about trying to get around through here cleanly and with as minimal damage to the car as I can. Looks like I got a yellow Mustang coming up behind me in my rear view mirror.
Watch that.
Oh boy.
He's clear.
The Mustang pulled a real daring move there. Had to lock him up to avoid just punting him straight off the track. You can kind of see back there when I touch that curb a little much that they really push you around here in Project Cars 2. See if I can cut up the inside. Nope. I managed to keep from spinning that time though. I made a go for it. He just closed the door on me before I had a chance to sneak all the way past. Should have stayed in fourth for this, but what can you do? Mistakes happen. Oh! Almost saved it. I'm honestly amazed that coming down the hill like that I was able to keep it from smashing in the wall, so I'm not really mad that I lost some more positions and fell even further behind. This is more just trying to get my skill back here in Project Cars 2 some. Oh! Way too much throttle, and we got severe damage now. Well, let's see if I can limp this thing to the finish line at least. Can definitely feel a lot of damage here in the front of the car. Steering wheel is way off center most of the time. It's kind of loose though. It's not just sitting off to one side entirely. It got some play in it. It's more of what it is. Oh no. Well, Luckily, I don't think I can do a whole lot more damage to the vehicle. I can hear something dragging out, so I'm guessing that probably did some damage to our bodywork, but that's not really so much of an issue in this car since it's not a downforce car. Ooh, up on the inside of the carousel a little there on that one. Controller shut off, I have no sound now. Oh, the steering being damaged is making it a real bear to get around some of these corners. Sliding around that corner. That's one thing about this Evo is when you do commit to it and you know you have a good line, it's actually a fairly easy car to slide around through corners and have some fun with. Definitely makes for an interesting drive. That curb was nasty right there. Really pulled the car around on me. Oh no. This thing is going to be handling all sorts of screwed up after that. I bet that was a pretty nasty hit. Yep, that's me driving straight now. The steering wheel is about 25 degrees off center. Oh, this is not going to be fun. Coming back into the second carousel now. I do not like driving this thing with the suspension this damaged and the steering. It feels like the car's kind of just crab walking itself sometimes. Definitely does not want to drive in a straight line. It is really fighting me to keep it going straight on this. You can really see the bumps in the road coming through now that I have so much damage to the suspension and steering. It's really fighting the car. Having a really hard time even getting up to 120 now coming up this hill. Oh, the steering's doing some really weird things coming down into this section. And we made it. Severely damaged car, but we made it. Oh yeah, that poor Evo. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video and watching me crash as many times as I did. It was definitely a very interesting race. So let me check my lap time real quick. I'm kind of curious to see what I got here. Oh, why doesn't it give me my best lap? Well, so much for that. Anyways guys, I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button down below, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.